Hello, everybody. Welcome back to more EmblemCon. We're back with Azran. How you doing, Azran? I think
I
you've got some musical, lyrical things preparing for us today, haven't you?
well, prepared is a strong word because this will be a largely improvisational panel.
Oh boy. Please tell us, how will we be doing this today then?
So, welcome to Sync Skills Lyric Writing with You. I know it's been a very long time since you've heard from me at EmblemCon, and you could not bear the wait any longer. So, I am back from my escape room antics, and this time we're tapping into my actual talents, which are a little more music based. Also, I have a degree in writing, and I figured let's put that to use.
Yeah, the year prior we had you do some music as well. That was very fun. And we've got some so I've been interested in hearing more this year as well.
Yeah, that's coming Sunday if you want to hear the instrumental side. I'm not really a vocalist, so this isn't about the singing. If you want singing, go to the Lady Noriko vocal concert tomorrow. That's where you get the good singing. And that's a good segue to the rules of this panel because this is going to be very much involving the chat. I've got the Twitch chat, I've got the panel room chat. So this is a collaborative effort, right? We have not known which song we're going to write lyrics to for very long. I kept submissions open until a half hour before the panel. So everything you see on screen was made in the last hour, which is why it'll be the best quality. So, few basic rules. As you are suggesting words for us to write and sing, we're going to keep it clean and safe. Keeping it safe is an EmblemCon base rule, of course. Like, no hate is needed here. Keep
Mhm.
in mind that nobody on the panel is a professional singer. If there are other panelists around who want to co-com and help write lyrics, I extended that offer. So that's why I'm not just saying it's me who's not the professional. Anyone is welcome to sing here and doesn't have to be good at it. All suggestions are great, but not all suggestions can be used. We're on a time crunch and sometimes suggestions will contradict each other. So I'm going to see what stands out to me and please take no offense if I don't use your suggestion. I'll try and use something from as many people as possible. And this is a process for which improv is essential. This was thrown together with a short turnaround so that I give people as much time as possible to participate. Is what new. All right, so you're in chat and you're like, this sounds interesting, but how do I actually help? Especially because I have no musical talent myself. Maybe some of you do. That's not a blanket statement. But as we're going through the songs, you might help us come up with actual lyrics. But maybe you're not one for actual lyrics. So maybe you throw out an idea and you're like, I think this line should mention something about this. Or at some point in the song, we should touch on blah. Even if you're not sure how to phrase it, just throw it out there and, leave it up to me to turn your words into poetry. At some point, I might just be trying to make a word rhyme with the previous line. So maybe you just start throwing out random words that rhyme with the previous word to help get the brain going. And finally, I haven't played every Fire Emblem game, especially some of the ones that were suggested for lyrical conversion today. So maybe you can provide some minor context as to where the song plays if I'm not completely sure.
Mm. So this is an entirely
That,
collaborative process, everyone.
yeah, so I want both chats to feel free to chime in as much as they want. I will also try and come up with some ideas myself. And by the end, I'm hoping to have at least one instrumental Fire Emblem song with unofficial lyrics. All right, here, let's go down the list of suggestions that were thrown in. And these are not in the order they were submitted, but they are in the order in which I currently plan to tackle them. Now, that said, Chat, you are free to object. If you're like, wait a minute, that other one that's lower on the list sounds way more fun to do right now, then, you can try and petition its way up. But there was no clear cut winner on the voting form because no one picked the same song. Not a single person.
Hmm.
So, what I did instead was okay, most of the votes were for Three Houses songs. So, the first song we're going to do is from Three Houses. Depending on how time goes, it might be the only one we do. But I decided that of the four submissions that I would start with Paths That Will Never Cross, which was submitted by Lunalights. Engage had the second most votes, and I was very thrown off when someone suggested the Four Hounds, and it's like this dubstep theme. And then I had a great idea, which was to turn it into a rap. So that's second on the list. That was suggested by Rainbow Resort. And other options that we have and other awesome suggestions were Don't Speak Her Name from Awakening, Popcorn Scavenger, Change of Scenery from Path of Radiance
Hmm.
by Xana, Beneath a New Light from The Blinding Blade by Tribal, and Nishi for Sakura and Elise from Fates by Maple Rose, The Forgotten from Three Houses by Pamuya, Bloom in the Breeze from Engage by Silpher, Chaos Awakening, from Awakening, Dark Shade, bunch of numbers, Woven by Fate from Three Houses, also Pamuya, On Patrol Divine One, Engage, Lego Guy, Roar of Dominion from Three Houses, Dark Shade again, Legend of the Dragon God from Mystery of the Emblem, Silver, and Twilight of the Gods from Echoes by Maple Rose. Now, you might be like, those last two songs are great. Why are they so low on the list? I have a concert on Sunday, and I felt like if maybe there was a little bit of overlap, that maybe it didn't need to be in this panel necessarily. Hint, hint.
Yeah, these songs are vast. Oh, there's a lot of songs here that are vastly different in style, so that's very interesting to be able to adapt multiple styles of lyrics to them all.
Yeah, so we're gonna try. Hey, Popcorn Scavenger is also a creative writing major. We have that in common.
Aw, yeah, there we go.
All right, so chat. After we do the first one, if there's time left and you want something besides my second one on the list, then, you'll have to object accordingly. But we're starting with Paths That Will Never Cross from Three Houses. These are lyrics that we're coming up together right now in the left column. In the hour before this panel, I listened back to the song and I tried to outline the syllables using the letter A. So the way you read that first line is ah 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 ah. And they're just meant to approximate how long you would hold the note when you are singing it back, because that might have an impact. Certain words don't flow very well if you're sustaining them or if they're a much shorter syllable. So, yeah, these ahs will be converted into the lyrics, but this is just to give us an idea without having to listen back and forth to the song a million times as to how many syllables we need for each line. So, it makes sense to me, and that's all that matters. All right, so I guess now we just jump into it. Unless there are any questions, I will keep an eye out for those and answer them as best I can. But yeah, this song does not have lyrics. We're going to give it lyrics. Paths That Will Never Cross. I actually need a little reminder on the context for this one. I've played every route in Three Houses. I have. So, like,
Hmm.
I should remember. I feel like this is a boss enemy theme. Like, in combat, it might change to this theme when you're doing one of the big bads. Am I wrong about this?
Much of the times that you hear paths that will never cross, usually it mostly happens in the time skip, and that's when your actual house members start fighting other house members and they engage into a fight together. So it's usually a lot of times friends versus friends or people that knew each other in the early days of the academy.
Okay. So having that in my mind, right? That's gonna drive the lyrical direction to a pretty good degree because now our
Mm.
lyrics can directly reference stuff like that.
Hmm.
All right. So thank you, Daniel, and also Rye. I saw your comment that was also saying that.
I gotcha.
All right. Let's see. I wish that we could. I wish that we could. Wait, no. Nah, let's get rid of that. I wish we could have stayed together. Oh, I had one too many ahs there. Yeah. I wish we could have stayed together. Do you see how this is working now, chat?
I'm starting to see the process.
Oh, okay. We got a suggestion now. The time has come to something. And see, it's fine to have some things because we can work it out together.
Yeah, we'll build off of it together between both chats.
And Daniel's required to contribute at least one word by the end.
Uh-oh. I'll I can't just be the
I
context
should have
guy.
written that in the official rules.
I can't just be the context guy for all songs. Let's see here. Trying to remember the song on top of my
Oh,
head too.
together with Sever. But now the time has come for all our bonds to sever. Also, feel free to critique the lyrics as we go, Chad. If you're like, I think it would be better if we changed this, that's also a fair thing because it's revision is part of the writing process, especially when you are doing it live.
So we were all allowed to backseat.
Precisely. And Miss Dion could collapse all our.
To one held syllable.
So it'd be for our bonds to sever. But now the time has come for bonds to be severed. Ah, Phoenix just suggested the same thing. That means it's fate.
No, this is three houses. Hayes is saying replace R with strong or old. Oh, I guess that was another one of
Now
the
the time has
potential.
come for. But now it's time. Our bonds were strong. Now they're severed.
Hmm.
Yeah, bond is the operative word for sure. So now the. But now fate has. No. Are there other rhymes besides sever for, roughly going with together
Never.
for possibly. Ooh, then.
But how do we end a sentence with never is the other thing. Unless you're doing like something now or never.
Daniel, you better hope I get this word in there so that you meet your one word requirement.
Oh no. My quota.
Now the time is. Oh, wait. but also trying to be sure to check Discord chat. It's a little hard to go back and forth with the document.
Yeah, I think Discord chat is a little less active at the moment. I do see most of it come from Twitch chat right now.
But in the end, I must survive. It's now or never.
Yeah, I think that sounds pretty good.
Right, that's totally fair to pull up the song.
Yeah, I'm literally just trying to remember from memory. But if anyone in chat, I mean, you can listen to it as much as you want to get some inspiration or get some of the cadence of the song as well.
But Muya, I'm glad you like it. Can you repeat it back to me because I immediately forgot it?
um,
But oh wait, it was in the end I must survive. It's now or never. I
yeah.
remembered. Okay, the third line has the same
Hmm.
number of syllables as the first one, so I wish we could have stayed together. Same number of syllables. And the last two are going to be held, which I have written out here in my Oz. All right.
Let's
What
see.
else do we need to mention here? We want to keep the I wish that as a motif going.
Sounds like a good idea.
Let's say I wish.
I'm thinking hard on the scenario because these students everyone here, most characters involved when this song plays used to go to school together. Simpler times, simpler days. Maybe something to reflect
Those
that.
days could last forever. I know it doesn't have to rhyme with the first two, but it kind of fits.
Those these are now long past. Something of the sort. If we want to change up the lyrics to rhyme with something else.
Oh, hold on. I really like what Phoenix just wrote.
Oh, very nice. While you're doing that one, popcorn
Oh, I got.
singing.
Are we gonna rhyme this one with dismembered because we're trying to
Oh boy.
slice them?
Oh no. Popcorn sing as something to reference Byleth's ability to turn back time.
Ooh, what was that officially called in the game? The goddess, or wait, no, the divine.
Oh god, I always think of Mila's turn wheel, but that's only in Shadows of Valentia. Um Divine Pulse,
That's it. Maybe that could go in there somewhere.
something that mentions pulse, because that can kind of also double with like, the heartbeat as well.
I'm gonna keep this line as they say for now, just to try and keep some forward momentum going. God, Racing Pulse is definitely good for somewhere. I think once we get past this 4th line and the melody changes, then there's gonna be more room to play around with divine pulse and all that stuff.
Mhm. Yeah.
A lot more syllables coming up.
Trying to think
And
what we
plus,
could.
it's a lot of quick syllables, so, like, it would really fit with racing pulse to have shorter, quicker parts.
Yeah. Yeah, that part of the song goes a bit faster. That makes sense. What can we rhyme with remembered?
Besides dismembered, there's a couple close rhymes in the chat, like, embers and tempered.
Remember. I guess ember would be
Oh, we could also
another one.
change it to we could change it to "They say old friends won't be forgotten" if we'd rather rhyme with forgotten.
Yeah, it might be good to change up the lyrical what's rhyming from the first two to these two.
I like to write 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 instead of to I mean, fair, but I put this together in the last hour because I was taking song suggestions all the way up until now. Your way is probably better. Alright, I might play around with what Tempest just wrote.
Ah, yeah, miss war, hate can never be
A mist is
tempered.
just a hard word to say, like, it's
Yeah,
grammatically correct, and it makes sense.
it's just
But
difficult
in this
lyrically. It's difficult.
this born
But in these times
but
of war,
in these
suggest
times
Phoenix.
of war are in these times of war, hate can never be nah. In these times of war, our hate I don't wanna say our hate, but it feels like something should go in front of hate.
Hmm. Did we use the word bonds earlier on in the first two lines?
We were playing around with it, and then I ended up changing it.
Oh, okay. Something about bonds and tempered, maybe.
And now we're back to bonds and severed. But when it's war, all former bonds shall be severed. God, former sounds so wrong. All right, let me try and get this all on one page if I can. For easier access. And I thought double spacing would make it easier to read, but it's also occupying more of the page. Yeah, this 4th line goes but when it's war, all our bonds. Oh, this is tricky because there's only 2 syllables left if I counted right. So that would make it when the but. So that would be when it but when it's war, all our bonds shall sever. And holding the second syllable of sever is not ideal, IMO.
Hmm. They say old friends should be remembered. In this war, all former bonds shall sever.
Yeah, but the melody of the
Hmm.
song goes ah da da. So it'd
Hmm.
be all our bonds shall sever.
Oh, that is tricky.
Okay, that's a fair point about swapping the verses, so we can do that after the fact. Okay, but now it's caps lock key. Oh, right. Okay, I was not understanding that part, Phoenix, and now it makes all the sense. Okay, guys, remember the words they say all friends shall be remembered. They say all. Man, Word was not letting me delete that. I'm specifically using Word because I happen to have it, and it one less thing that the internet is connected to from like not Google Drive. Yeah, I would compare this experience to the Audience Place Fire Emblem panel last night, which sounds like a giant chaotic mess with everyone just chipping in which unit should move, but we won the map.
Yeah. We want it with time to spare. We should be able to do the same here.
Yeah, I would love time to spare to write my Four Hounds rap. They say old friends should be remembered, but in this war.
I'm also seeing some now in the Discord chat. Silver suggesting, or it could be old friends should be cherished, alternatively, because you can rhyme it with perish later.
Oh my god. They say old friends should. They say old friends are to be cherished. But who'd have thought that now it would? But who'd have thought that one day they would all perish?
Probably more figuratively, like who would have thought these bonds would perish if we haven't used bonds. I guess you could.
But who'd have thought that one day our bonds would perish?
Yeah, if that works out. Oops.
Enjoy dinner, Tempest. Okay, they say old friends are to be cherished, but who'd have thought that one day but who'd have thought one day our bonds would perish? I wish we could have stayed together, but in the end I must survive. Wait, no, I gotta edit this line for the syllable thing. But in the end, but in the end, it is now or never. But now, old friend, it's time to draw your blade. Oh, okay, so we're switching the scheme. Interesting. Yeah, I'm just trying to copy this off my phone. Wait, did we use old friend? We used old friend in line one. So is there something we can change that to?
Let's see. Silver in Chat also saying, "But I must survive. It's now or never." Can we make something from that,
Yeah, that's
perhaps, or build off of that?
that's what I had before.
Ah,
Something something classmate. But now it's war. So you had best. Now it's war. You had best prepare. But now I must do farewell. But now I must bid you farewell. But
now we both must bid each other farewell. That's probably too many syllables. Um,
maybe this is where we work in the title of this song. But now our paths will never cross again.
that's true. We can also
Thoughts
incorporate
on
that.
that, chat?
Mm-hmm.
Manatiki, you still have time to contribute. Or I could say blades instead of paths. Now our blades will never cross again, because it's the last time they're gonna fight.
Yeah, that too. Sad meaning behind the context of this song.
I thought I made the last note go up. I'm not a professional singer. It sounded like I was going down, but I swear I was trying to go up. It was in the rules, chat. Anyway, to catch people up, we're writing words to paths that will never cross again, following the main melody of the song, which I, in the last hour, tried to write out roughly in Oz because I couldn't think of a better way. That would have been quick enough. All right, so this is the part of the song that, as chat put it before, soars, and it goes That's a very rough approximation on my part, but so I hope I'd never have to face you, for if our paths cross here, I can't fill in the rest. I don't think I was supposed to read that last part.
So it is
I hoped it would not come to this. My heart's racing. My pulse racing. Wait, I was trying to work in the pulse racing part from before.
my racing pulse. Yeah, this is like the part to use it because the lyrics just come a lot faster in this portion.
My pulse is racing, and so shouldn't yours. If you want to, set off on the course. That's for the fourth line. Wait, by fourth line, do you mean the one where I wrote blades will cross again?
It's like I want to run, but my racing pulse puts me presses me to you instead. So something like that.
Chat is pulling for you to do backup vocals.
Oh boy. I don't know about that one. Oh, we used the word blade. Thought I had something, but we already used that word.
How far we're going through these is like I don't have that much more of this one. Like in this case, I'm gonna stop it where it goes ba da da da. All right, let's see. So if you think you'll defeat me, just try. As your pulse races faster. Ba da 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 da. Chat, remind me. Divine can be used as a verb, right?
Yeah, you can. Like if you're divining a fortune or for example.
Oh, okay. Some decent suggestions there about what would compel us to fight: honor, liege, loyalty, etc.
Yeah, because all these characters have different motives and reasons to do so.
So if you think you'll defeat me, just try. As your pulse races faster, your honor. Mm. Chat, please throw out a few rhymes for try.
Cry.
There's a lot that rhymes with that, but I need to hear as many as possible.
There's pry, die, cry.
Oh, die.
Goodbye, fly.
Okay, so chat, what do we think of this? So if you think you'll defeat me, just try. As your pulse races faster, your honor will die. Oh, I just saw goodbye. We could also change it to kiss your honor goodbye.
Or with
Uh, we
syllables.
might be short a syllable. I'm not entirely sure. Like this might not be an exact count because I did it quickly.
It'll be close
But I'm pretty
enough.
sure it goes. So if you think you'll defeat me, just try. As your pulse races faster, your honor will die. But if someone thinks I'm still missing a syllable there, then do tell me.
I think it's good. We'll make it work.
Kiss your honor goodbye sounds cooler, they say. You know what? This might fill in that extra syllable they're talking about. So, if you think you'll defeat me, just try. As your pulse races faster, you'll kiss all your honor goodbye. You know what you
Hmm.
call confrontational, I call having conviction because you need to have conviction in your beliefs to have enough courage to take down a former ally in a war. Okay, so I need to make it more painful on the protagonist. I mean, I feel like we could follow up in the next line with a juxtaposed phrase that gets more at the sympathetic part. Isn't the end of the phrase a place where a lot of songwriters kind of flip things around though? Like
I think so.
oh, okay, this I don't support this song. I think there's better songs out there. But I Hope by Gabby Barrett, where she goes through the entire chorus of I hope you are happy together, and then right at the very end is like, and then I hope he cheats on you.
I typed
So
something
you
out, but
think
I'm
you'll
trying to
defeat-
count in my head if this is enough lyrics or not. It's to be a little more like not as confrontational. Hmm. So I don't want to just replace the entire stanza we've been making thus far, or for the one section that we've been working on for the last 10 minutes or so.
yeah. If you think you'll defeat
Chat, let me know how this sounds. If we had instead, I want to run, but my pulse races and pushes me into the embers of war. Something like that. I did not count how many was in that one.
I want to run, but I want to run, but my blade pushes me into
My pulse races and pushes me
right.
into
So
the embers of war. Let me just type this down.
I I want to run, but my pulse races faster and pushes me into the emblems of war. I think that fits.
Embers of war, emblems of war. I guess I put embers, but yeah, I typed that out in the Discord chat, or you just put it in here too.
Embers was also mentioned earlier.
Oh, did we use that, or were we just thinking about it?
Thinking about it, but you know, Flame Emperor. That's kind of what the whole war is
Mm-hmm.
against, unless you're on the side of the Flame Emperor. Well, I guess if you're on the side of the Flame Emperor, the embers are in your favor, but there are still embers.
That's true. I just put it there just in case it's easier to see. But it's just a suggestion.
All right, I think if we can finish this next line, then we can ignore the one underneath it and call that the song if we want to try and do a quick rap afterwards.
Mm-hmm. That's true. The hour goes by so fast, man.
I know. I knew this. That the Like, I was hoping there'd just be, like, a clear poll winner and that we would do that. So, I was never gonna do 14 songs in this time. Alternate suggestion. So, as this battle is raging around us, this whirlwind of chaos and death that we've made. Wow, wow. Maybe Phoenix should run this panel next year.
Phoenix Fox just casually spitting bars in the Twitch chat.
God, why I need to look where I'm typing.
I was like, uh
This is not another cipher puzzle for
I'm
Fire
just
Emblem
like,
Escape.
wait, I'm just he's thinking, but just let him cook. Literally.
So, as this battle is raging around us, this Daniel, can you read that out? And I'll just
So as this battle
transcribe.
is raging around us, this whirlwind of chaos and death that we've made, and then yep, and now our paths will
All
never cross
right.
again.
All right, so it's time for the promised performance of the first piece.
Oh boy.
All right, chat, wish me luck. They say all friends are to be cherished, but who'd have thought one day our bonds would perish? I wish we could have stayed together, but now our blades will never cross again. So, as this battle is raging around us, this whirlwind of chaos and death that we've made, and our paths will never cross again. Okay,
Oh snap.
back to the lyrics. Great. Reminder, I never said I could sing.
You did better than most of us in chat would have been able to, so never sell yourself short. Chad thinks we cooked.
Someone is talking about Fire Emblem Escape.
I mean, this is the one to tell you. they're just updating you where they're at.
Okay, if we can be, I'm gonna need to put on my A game. But I thought it would be really neat to turn the four hound suggestion into a rap. So each row is a 16 count, which means we are not prohibited by syllables. Ignore the A's on the left side.
Oh man. Is there a way you can like play a sample for anyone that doesn't know it? Just to get it in our heads real quick? If you have
Bada, 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 bada.
ah, that one. Now I know the one.
It's a dubstep beat. Like, we do not have a specific melody for this one, so the lyrics go hog wild, guys. And this is the villain's song, the main villain quadrio of engage. So give me villain lyrics and I will rap them by the end of this last few minutes.
All right, everyone. We got less than 10 minutes. Hit me with your lyrics. That's it. The villain squad. Um,
All right,
Kristen.
I'll just start improving. Daniel, read out anything you see.
Oh my gosh. Come on, chat. Give me some help here. We can make this work. Panic. As I see in Discord right now. Discord is also a good word to use for a villainous um motley crew like this. Not to pressure y'all, but I ain't seeing any lyrics. Yeah, popcorn. That was a intensely flashing gif. It's okay though.
You think you're divine, but you won't hold the line. Our army is coming. My name is the I can't read that word mimic. Oh yeah. Is there anything I can put into the lyrics, or am I just gonna go to open the tab and freestyle this right now?
Like, there isn't a whole bunch showing up in chat right now. I'm sorry. Popcorn saying, "We're the hounds who took this town." How's that?
I'll write that down right after. Your emblem rings are as good as mine. Mentioned Sombrom somewhere. There we go.
Oh yeah, Sombrom's crew. Uh oh, hold on. We gotta get whether Phoenix is spitting right now. With Celica's emblem, just watch me no sell him. Just watch me and spell him, or might overwhelm him. Wait.
Was that all one line, or
I don't know.
were they just trying to decide?
That was all one line, but I mean, you can make it work however you like. God, if every line was just a rap based around each emblem, would be incredible. If we had enough time for that.
We don't have. Yeah, fire. This rap will be fire, and also emblem.
Wait, and then so after that, do you just scream? Is that what it implies?
Well, I just made note that the backbeat does a scream, and then the beat drops, and then they keep
Ah,
screaming.
gotcha.
All right, I think the last call for words before I read what I have and then freestyle the rest.
Yeah, I think we just speed
Which could
ran
go.
a.
This could go really good or really bad.
We're just we're gonna see. The fell dragon rages, a fight for the ages. The emblem engages.
Ooh, that's amazing.
Phoenix, do you want to just take over doing the entire panel for both of us?
Wait, sorry, the fell dragon rages.
The fell da-
What was in
the
between that?
the fell dragon rages, a fight for the ages. The emblem engages.
All
Or
right, I'm gonna read what I have and then try to add on more words on the spot.
Here we go.
Alright, I don't know why that upload has Marnie on it.
Marnie and JoJo. I'm just like,
Alright, let me pull up the lyrics, and you think you're divine, but you won't hold the line. Our army is coming with power so fierce and malign. Your emblem rings, they're as good as mine. We're the hounds who took this town. We bring the frown. Sombron's bound to pound the ground with his magic sound. With Celica's emblem, just watch me expel them. Our powers might overwhelm them. The fell dragon rages. The fight for the ages. The emblem engages. Enter the ring if you think you dare. You know what I mean by the ring on your finger? That's going to be cut off with my zingers and all of these other words that I'm making up right now on the spot, speaking into the microphone to fill the time and to entertain the chat. I knew this would go badly. Greece, Mavier, and the other names I can't remember, and I think they family, but their bonds are dismembered, just like that last song that we did. Do you remember? I swear I can rap better when I have actual words. Hopefully the chat understands why I chose this song.
oh yeah. I think chat knows we slayed. That you slayed, rather.
Well, I tried to.
Not bad at all for thinking of this within 10 minutes or so. Could definitely be refined and made
Yeah,
into
well, I mean,
something very special.
Look, I put much more thought into the actual panel itself. It's just the lyrics we're coming up with on the spot. And that was specifically so I could get chat involved in like trying to refine the lyrical process. This would be much different if I spent a bunch of time on my own writing lyrics that were more well thought out. But I hope that's part of the fun of it and that people got some enjoyment out of this regardless. If you want to hear me do good music, you got two options coming up. Sunday, piano concert. I'm playing the Fire Emblem songs as they are and not trying to ruin them with lyrics. And then my main channels, I play music all the time, including sometimes from Fire Emblem.
Very nice. But yeah, thank you so much for sharing this with us. I think we all got to come together and think critically about Three Houses and Engage for at least that moments. But yeah, we'd be happy to have something like this again when we can have chat also just combine our thoughts and ideas to make something collaborative and fun like this. But yeah, I think that's gonna wrap this one up right now. We are at the hour at this moment. So
Yeah, that was my outro. Going.
coming up next, we have Party Project Cross Fire Emblem. This is the second year they're gonna be doing this one, so stay tuned. And yeah, thank you all so much. We're gonna be doing a couple more games after the fact, but yeah, stay tuned and we'll be playing some partying right now. All right, all. See you soon. Bye.
Bye.